Today we are going to use the clocks that we made last week to make the clock say certain times of day. Last week we learned that the long hand of a clock is the minute hand and the short hand of a clock is the hour hand. And I like to remember that because minute is a longer word than hour. So the minute hand is longer than the hour hand. When the minute hand is pointing straight up at the 12, we call this o'clock. So if my short hand is pointing to the 3 and my long hand, my minute hand, is pointing straight up to the 12, we call this 3 o'clock, like this. And we would write it 3 o'clock because the 00 means that it's pointing straight up. If we wanted it to say 5 o'clock, then I would point my hour hand to the 5 and my minute hand straight up. You always read the hour hand first and then the minute hand second. If I wanted it to say 9 o'clock, it would go like this. I would read 9 o'clock. The tricky ones are 6 and 12 o'clock. If we wanted to say 6 o'clock, notice how it almost looks like a straight line. My hour hand points down to the 6 and my minute hand points up to the 12. But for 12 o'clock, we need my hour hand pointing to the 12 and my minute hand pointing to the 12. So they overlap each other. So those ones are tricky to know. This week, you can use the clock that you made to practice making a few times. Do you want to make something that says 1 o'clock? Do you want to make a clock that says 4 o'clock? And point to the 4 and then the o'clock. We also can write time using a piece of paper and drawing the arrows like this. So if you want to print out a worksheet this week or do something on Seesaw, your worksheet will look like this, and you are going to draw the hands on each clock to show the time. I always start by drawing the hour hand first. Remember that your hour hand is the short one and your minute hand is the long one. So I'm going to draw the short hour hand first. So my short hand goes to the 3 because this says 3 o'clock. My long hand is nice and straight and it goes and touches the 12. For 10 o'clock, I'm going to do my hour hand first. A nice super straight short line to 10, and I want o'clock, so a nice super straight line to 12. Let's do one more together. Let's do 6 o'clock. Remember, 6 o'clock is one of those tricky ones. I'm going to do my short hand, hour hand to 6, and then my long super straight line all the way to 12 for the o'clock.